Find your seat, find your place, find your preferred way of being. Not everything has to be exactly as you wish, but it's nice when you can make it acceptable. Good enough. We do have some power to control these things, a little bit of power. We accept our little bit of power, our power over our posture and our attitude, our power over the little things, some of our choices. Hmm. We do live in a situation of tremendous momentum, tremendous accumulated karma, where things just move, they grind on their own. And our individual power to affect and influence situations can seem very small, but we do have some. We always have some. At the very least, the power to choose our outlook, and probably a little more power than that most of the time. Right now, we choose to center ourselves. We choose to focus on what is real and true. We choose to make ourselves available for the action of spirit and for the company of our spirit guides, family, and friends. We choose to welcome only those who are in perfect integrity, who live and breathe only for the good of all beings. This kind of integrity is very hard to achieve on our level of experience. It's much easier on some of the other levels of experience. For our higher dimensional friends, it's an easier choice to make. The benefit of serving all of life is more clear on the higher levels, and so the choice is easier to make. That also means it's a very large community of people and other kinds of beings and energies living in harmony and choosing to serve life. It's an incomprehensibly large community on the other dimensional levels of experience. Those of us who are seeking to serve all life and seeking to understand spirit, our values, our aspirational values, are similar to the common values, the normal values, even the lowest values of the ascended beings. Through our pure intention, we become closer to that interdimensional community. where such things are more normal. We also become more distant in some ways from other humans on the third dimensional level who are not choosing peace. So our community often gets smaller on the human physical level at the same time as it gets bigger on the interdimensional levels. Those who are choosing conflict over and over again, who use their small power of choice to create more karma, those people have plenty of human friends, lots and lots. Very easy. The bulk of our physical society is set up for structural violence. It's set up for the continuation of karma. And so the people who are choosing not to have control over themselves are in the majority. And things are made very easy for them physically. That's what our society is set up for. The continuation of karma. And now we have double and triple layers of illusion within physical life, with all the artificial reality being created. People are choosing to escape from one cycle of suffering into another cycle of suffering, which is more obviously fake. And the story that life is suffering continues for most people. You're suffering in real life, or you're suffering in a computer game. You're suffering on social media. Those are your choices. Suffering in every direction. There's the slightly more real suffering and the slightly less real suffering. There are systems within systems that have been created, that are being created on the same basic principle that life is suffering. It's not actually true. Those of us seeking our peace are aware of reality beyond the immediate senses, beyond the illusions of screens and false accomplishments, and also, in some senses, beyond the illusion of even the natural earth. There are realms beyond suffering. There is life without suffering. As we choose peace consistently within our illusions, our core vibration, our heart signature becomes more used to peace and closer to the realms without suffering. We embrace this as free people, without mind control, without religion. Often we feel we are without tradition because all the traditions we've inherited are based in the continuation of suffering, including, ironically, Eastern philosophies, which have the goal of moving away from suffering explicitly. There are many cruel ironies on our physical level of experience. Seekers of truth of all cultures tend to feel alone. There are bits of truth in our various traditions, but they are subsumed into mechanisms of domination, unhealthy conformity. And so we frequently walk alone. For generations, this has been the case. For generations, we have been betrayed by our own traditions, our own institutions, our own home cultures, which are designed to repeat suffering. Explicitly designed to strip us of hope, the natural feeling in this situation is martyrdom. The natural feeling is self-pity. Betrayed by everything that we should be able to trust. The only practical service which seems possible is to throw ourselves upon the gears of the machine that creates more suffering. It seems like the only meaningful service. Unfortunately, martyrdom is part of the trap that we have inherited. It's not an antidote to the system, it's part of the system. It's another one of those cruel ironies that rebellion against mind control is also patterned. It's expected. It's accounted for in the design of the system. And the options for rebellion are defined ahead of time, given to us like playing cards. It's a heartless situation that we have suffered through for generations. Generations within our families, generations within our past lives, our personal soul histories. Again and again, we have incarnated to be martyred. As our souls attempted spiritual service, attempted lives of selflessness and peace. Again and again, we were sacrificed. Life to life, generation to generation. We weep for the suffering that we were forced to experience. That was a necessary part of the earth experience for so long. The good news is that the entire global system of martyrdom is breaking apart. New options are coming into existence, which have never been present before. Options for selfless service without undue suffering. Options for spiritual community that are not just more mind control. Real opportunities for spiritual development that do not include being harmed. Almost every meaningful option for spiritual growth that humanity has had for a very long time have been experiences of harm, harming, being harmed, witnessing harm, victim, villain, rescuer. For thousands of years, we've lived moving between those roles, being martyred again and again. Thankfully, real peace is becoming achievable on the physical level. We are finally beginning to reintegrate with our galactic community after generations of ignorance and quarantine. It's still a very narrow path. Still, we have to be very patient and very attentive, looking for the cracks in the mind control systems, the cracks where the light is coming in from our true family, from the true society of God or Goddess. The cracks are getting more common. Some of them are getting bigger. More light is getting in. Desperately, the evil forces are trying to cover up the cracks and create a trap within the trap, create more AI crap, more realities based in pain and fear. Every day, the ones who still control most of humanity are attempting to sell us lies and push us into simulations of martyrdom. And ignore the earth waking up. They want us to be numb to our senses, unaware of earth as a sentient partner, and more absorbed in falsehoods and simulations. It's not going to work. But it does mean that our discernment is more important than ever. We choose peace. We choose fellowship with the true community of love. Not fellowship with the blind and broken humans. Fellowship with the divine. And with those few humans consistently choosing peace, consistently refusing the illusions, consistently partnering with Earth, the organic humans. Life is love. Life is constant growth. Life is a pattern of self-transcendence. Suffering is intrinsic to life, but it's a small part of what life actually is. It's a small but necessary part of love, of growth and self-transcendence. We don't reject suffering. We accept it as part of the tapestry of love. A small part, not the majority. Certainly not the only thing. We integrate our heartbreak into a greater being, recognizing that life is much more than heartbreak. No matter how much of it we've experienced, it will never be the only thing. It will never be the dominant thing. And yet we do accept it as a necessary thing, integrated into a larger and richer experience of being alive. We accept suffering. We accept joy. We accept boredom. We accept excitement. Every duality that we know is only part of life. Life is vast. Love is vast. And we are free to flow with love, flow with life. We are not defined by being heartbroken, nor by being joyful. We are bigger than all of this. We hold all of this. For our last bit of time together, the guides would like to offer us light transmissions from many higher realms. Love is greater than we can possibly imagine. Life is greater than we can possibly imagine. We accept the return of our spiritual light. We accept the return of spiritual empowerment to humanity. We accept greater truth back into our bodies after having been banished for so long, so many generations. We welcome authentic, grounded love and light into our body minds, empowering us to live more and more free of all of the illusions and violence, more and more in alignment with the heavenly realms, without having to make a big deal out of it. Free from over identification, free from religious programming, simply embracing the light and love of the higher realms as they actually are. Dissolving all the deception, distortion, exploitation, enslavement, and endlessly repeating karma of this physical realm, including virtual representations of this physical realm. We are alive with trust. We are alive with truth. Holding all of our traumas and karmas as part of our truth. Allow this light and love to illuminate all of your places of personal suffering. And if you're feeling really strong, allow it to illuminate all your places of personal joy and pleasure as well. You are far more than your human experience. You are far more than anything your conscious mind will be aware of. No matter how far you evolve, you're simply much greater than your personal self. Let these powerful light and love transmissions be shared widely. Let them also flow into our communities and into the earth. Earth is so tired of being used for violent simulations. Let her be free, just as we are free. Let these gifts be given to all life on earth, so we can all harmonize with higher truth. So we can all live in the higher dimensions together. However complex your personal karma and trauma are, please know that the power of forgiveness is always greater. And that the entire cycle of redemption is merely one facet of the true human experience. Let's begin our integration process. Gently and with care, we begin to recrystallize, to become again a physical body. With every cell in our body humming with a higher order of being, with the body feeling repaired and refreshed. Re-energized, we re-emerge from wherever we have been, the deeper realms, the higher realms, places within the heart. From above and below. We become physical again. We become structured again. We are remade. The hologram of our body is refreshed. We become aware again of our so-called ordinary senses, physical senses. Noticing what you hear, what you smell and taste, what you feel in terms of touch and in terms of emotions, what you see, what you are thinking about. Choosing to notice again your physical mass, moving your body if you've been still. May we carry all the inspirations of the higher realms with us. Let them sink into your heart and become part of a new baseline of experience. May everything which is unconditionally good about this time together integrate well with all parts of you, all of your aspects and journeys. Anything which has been released, anything less than completely good, we let it go. It's not necessary. to leave this group and go back into the same karmic cycles that you were in before the group. It's optional. These changes can be permanent, and I hope that they are. Assuming, of course, that they serve you in the truest ways. We're so grateful for this time together. We're so grateful for these gifts of the greater realms. Grateful to return to real life after so many generations of suffering and fantasy. We're so grateful to be returning home. We're so grateful for common sense returning to humanity. And we're grateful for the dissolution of our mind control systems. Grateful for the awakening of the earth, awakening for herself and awakening within each of us. This is a wonderful time to be alive. Many of us, myself included, agreed to hundreds or thousands of kind of miserable lifetimes just so we could reserve our spot to be here now. So I'm grateful that our very long incarnational cycles are finally bearing some fruit. It's about time. Feel free to give any other thanks that you may wish to give. Thank yourself for being here and doing this. I'm grateful for the group. I'm grateful for myself. Anything else you may need or want to do to help yourself reintegrate into the physical realm, please do it. I greatly appreciate this gathering. Now we shall wind down. Peace be with you.